weird habits of narcissistic people, and they do have plenty of them, and we can all have our weird habits, we can all have our funny quirks, and usually when you love and care about someone, you find them endearing, and they usually find them endearing within you. But your weird habits, your funny quirks, don't negatively impact another person. When it comes to a self-entitled, exploitative, envious narcissist with a lack of empathy to care about those they are around, a narcissist's weird habits often cause you pain and suffering and frustration and heartache and confusion. These behaviours, when we grow up in them, we can class them as normal when they're not normal. They're narcissistic behaviours. Whether you're dealing with a narcissistic person or not is a whole other story. However, they are narcissistic behaviours that if they're not willing to take responsibility for, they're not going to change these behaviours. And one of the first of these is ruining other people's special occasions, because they seek to be the centre of attention. They're requiring that excessive attention and validation. They don't like it when other people take the spotlight away from them, so they seek to ruin it for other people, yet they do it in a way that they blame other people. And if it's all possible, they can be the rescuer of the event, so they create that indebtedness within others, and they can use it against other people further down the line. Impressing strangers. Now, we are all capable of being polite to strangers. Our closest, our nearest and dearest usually know the good, the bad and the ugly within us. Strangers usually do only know the good within us. However, when it comes to a narcissistic person, they take it to a whole new level, because they will set out to impress a stranger while destroying their family, because their family has dared to say no to them, because their family didn't give them enough praise or recognition. So they can twist the story with a stranger. The stranger's the blank canvas. When people just show their best side to a stranger, they're showing their best side because they're not comfortable enough yet to show their worst side. With a narcissist, they're lying, they're deceiving, they're manipulating to gain the attention and admiration from the stranger, or the sympathetic attention, to get the stranger to dislike their family members. They will accuse their family of not having enough time for them or not appreciating them. So they're smearing their family's name, they're causing that divide and conquer, they're gaining the enablers and flying monkeys to help support them in their vendetta against others. Walking ahead. Various reasons why people might walk ahead. People who just want to take charge of the family vacation. People who just want to make sure that you don't miss out on anything. Yet they usually turn around and check that you're okay. When you're running late, you might walk ahead, but you usually turn around, especially if you've got young children, and try to speed them along a bit. You might get a bit frustrated. That's normal. That's life. Narcissistic people don't just walk ahead in reality of walking ahead. They have to be one step ahead of you on everything. They have to know more than you, even when they don't. And when it comes to walking ahead of you, this can simply be because they just don't want to be seen with you, or because they want to feel powerful and in control, and it's just a subconscious programming, or there's somebody out there that doesn't know anything about you. Now, some narcissistic people might walk behind you to keep an eye on you. And if you're in the early stage of the relationship, they might walk next to you, hand in hand, hoping that one of their old supplies sees you so that they can rub it in the old supply's face. So it's not a hard and fast rule. However, the majority of narcissistic people will often walk ahead of you. Some might even hide from you and watch you trying to look for them, because everything's a game to them. Narcissistic people tend to be envious of their own children, and they tend to hold grudges against their own children. They will believe that their children stop them from living their life to the fullest, and they will punish their children for this. They will hurt them. And narcissistic people don't want their children to do better than themselves unless they can take the credit or benefit in some way. They mock people with noises. So once they've said their point in the argument, they'll walk off humming away or singing away to themselves, which can rile you and escalate the argument. You can just be driving along and people are there minding their own business and they'll be tutting away at those people, mocking people, bringing other people down. If somebody is thinner than them, more sporty than them, they will start mocking that person. Oh, he's not a very good look, is it? Because they're envious of that person rather than, oh, well, that person's how they want to be and I'm how I want to be. They're too busy in everybody else's business. They fail to take care of their own. They expect everybody else to take care of their own, and then they blame everybody else when their own business goes wrong. Not answering simple questions. By simple questions, you can just ask them what time they'll be home so you can be organised. You can just ask them what time you're going out together in the morning. Now, yes, in life, there's times when people just don't know, and you can say, oh, I just don't know. Yeah, you can have that open communication. You don't fear asking them the question. You'll get to a point where you fear asking a narcissist and start walking on eggshells around them because they don't answer simple questions, or they answer a question with a question to leave you baffled. They value the opinions of strangers over their own family. Well, so-and-so thinks. Or you can give them some constructive feedback that they take offence to, and then they come back later down the line explaining it to you as though somebody else explained it to them. And when you try to say, isn't that what I told you? They flip the script or they flip out on you. They exaggerate. They exaggerate about the places they've been, the things they've done. They exaggerate about things that don't even need exaggerating about. They lie about the small stuff. They lie about the small stuff. So you can have been somewhere with them and then you're with a group of strangers and they're going on about how they went and did this, that and the other that they didn't actually do, and you know they didn't do it because you were there with them. Yet if you speak out, then you've humiliated them and gone against them and there's going to be hell to pay. So you just have to go along with it, and then you find yourself enabling their behaviour. They never take responsibility for their behaviour. Nothing's ever their fault. It's always somebody else's. So they never change their behaviour because they don't see themselves as the problem. And if people do recognise they're the problem, they play the victim to gain that sympathetic attention. And as people can be a victim of these kinds of people, it's very hard to recognise who is the victim and who is playing the victim to gain the attention. What you tend to notice is somebody who is treating you better than anyone ever has, someone that's turning on that charismatic charm, that's playing the victim, is usually someone that you might need to be a little bit wary about and get to know both sides of the story. However, a narcissistic person will not want you knowing both sides of the story. They only want you knowing theirs. They don't want you making your own informed judgments. They don't want you to think for yourself. They want to teach you how to think about the situation, which benefits themselves. There are lots of weird habits of narcissistic people. Any you notice, please add into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers for your continued support of the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have a couple of books out on Amazon, a Narcissists Handbook, which is the ultimate guide to understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, and 15 rules to deal with narcissistic people if you're unable to go no contact. I'll link those into the description also if if you'd like to check them out. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.